Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Fishing for Bass TV. Back at you with another video. Today's video is gonna be my 2024 rod lineup. I've got them all set right next to me here today. We're gonna go through each one of them. I'm gonna let you guys know what I use them for, how much they cost, and where you can find them. So let's get into the video right after the intro. Alrighty guys, we're back. We got the rods all laid out. We're gonna go through each one of them. I'm gonna let you guys know what techniques I use for each rod, how much the rods cost, you know, and my honest review about them. And so, hey, stay tuned. Let's get it started. All right, rod number one, guys. We're gonna start with my spinning setups. And I've only got two of them. But the first rod that I'm gonna show you guys is the Dobyns Fury 703 SF. 703 SF from Dobyns. This is their Fury series. This rod comes in at about 119, I believe. And I use this rod. I've got a little minnow head on here. And this is what I've been dangling above the fish that we're suspending. I used to use this rod as my drop shot rod for a long time before I got the next rod I'm going to show you. But a lot of people use the Dobyns 702 SF for drop shots. They swear by it, but I just like the longer cast with this. I get a better hook set when I'm fishing further away from the boat, and I've just never had an issue. I use the Owner Cover Shot 1/0 hooks, and I don't have an issue bending out hooks or any of that. And on this rod, I've got it paired with a Daiwa Revros and 2500, and man, I love this setup. Very, very smooth reel for the price. I think I got this reel for $37 on sale on the Black Friday sale, I believe. And I think it's normally like 70 bucks. Don't quote me. It could be, I think it is 70. But I got it for $37, and I ended up getting two of them because it was so cheap. And previously, I'll show you a little bit later, I used to use these Flugers, which are phenomenal reels also. But anyways, rod number one, Dobyns Fury 702 SF. That's my first spinning setup. Oh, and on my spinning reel, I use a 15-pound Power Pro High Vis yellow braid to a 10-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon leader. Alrighty, rod number two. And my second and only other spinning setup. You would think I'd have a ton of them when you see me catching fish on the drop shot all the time, but I only have two spinning setups. This is the Dobyns Champion. This is the exact same rod as the Fury that I have. It's the 703 SF, I believe. Yes. And this is the higher price point of the Dobyns rod. This is their Champion XP rods. Man, this rod is my favorite. I freaking love this rod. Wish I could show you the butt of this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. It's got Dobyns on the bottom. There we go. I don't want to mess this rod up. But the Champion XPs, this was my first Champion rod that I've owned. I have a ton of Dobyns, but this was my first Champion series. I absolutely, just like the other rod, the Fury rod, I absolutely love it. This is what I use for my drop shot setup. And, I've caught a ton of fish on this. It's super sensitive. It's lightweight. It's balanced perfectly. And again, I have a Daiwa Revros 2500 on there. Same thing, 15-pound Power Pro High Vis to a 10-pound leader. And sometimes I go down to 8 and 6, just depending. If the fish are being finicky, I'll drop my leader size down. But this rod comes in at about 260, I believe. Yeah, right around there, 260 bucks. I got it on sale during the Black Friday sale also, so I did not pay full price for this. And if you're shopping for these rods, man, there's sales throughout the year that you don't have to pay the 260. So that's rod number two. This is my last spinning setup, Dobyns Champion XP 703 SF. That's my drop shot setup. All right, guys, next rod up is my Bass X 710 extra heavy fast action, and it's rated for 4 to 8 ounces. And I should have told you what the Dobbins, the spinning rods were. I think they're 3/8 to the Dobbins rods are 3/16 ounce to 5/16 ounce. That's what they're rated for weight. But the St. Croix Bass X 710 extra heavy fast action, and as you can see, I have my A-rig on here. And to be quite honest, I'm kind of getting by with this. This is actually a little bit too heavy for this. I still catch fish on it, but you know, the tip is just a little bit heavy for my liking for the A-rig. I did have a Dobbins 795, which I slammed in my rod box lid, so I broke that one. So I've resorted to this until I get a new one. But I normally use this for my bigger swim baits, anything in that 4 to 8 ounce range. And so this rod is a very stiff rod. It's, you know, almost freaking 8 feet long. As you can tell, there's the butt of it. I have it paired with a Shimano Curado. This is the 200 PG. And I love this freaking reel also. It's just a phenomenal reel. This is really actually the reel that I use for my deep cranking setup when I'm deep cranking. It's a 5/0 to 1 gear ratio. And so big swim baits, A-rigs, stuff like that. That's what I use this rod for. And I got 20 pound fluorocarbon on this. I use this Bass Pro little lure thing to keep it all together. Alrighty guys, rod number 4. And you know, I pick a lot of different companies just to test the water, see what I like, because my main focus and my love of rods is Dobbins. So that's my number one. I love Dobbins, but I still, you know, flirt around and check out different companies. This is a Falcon rod. This is their Lowrider Cranker 2. It's a 7/6 medium heavy, moderate fast, 3/8 ounce to 3/4 ounce. And again, it's a 7/6. This is the Falcon Cranker 2. And this is what I use. I have a 6XD on here right now. But I normally use this rod for my medium diving crankbaits, and anywhere from, like, you know, 8 to 14 feet is really what I use this rod for. But you know, you can get by throwing a 6XD on here. I have this on, I believe, 12 pound fluorocarbon, could be 15. I think it's 12. But I also have my swim bait reel, my Lose 300 on here. I was trying it out just to see if I liked it. To be honest with you, I need to buy another Curado 5/0 to 1 for my cranking setup. But this was getting me by until I could get another Curado K. But I've had this rod for a couple years now, and I've caught a ton of fish on it. It's got a full cork handle, and it's sensitive, but not too sensitive where you're jerking too fast and ripping the crankbait out of the fish's mouth. You want them to grab onto it, load up, and then kind of ease into them to get a good hook set. But I really enjoy this rod. And so if you're looking for a good medium diving crankbait rod, this is a good option. The Falcon Lowrider Cranker 2. Next up, we have a Temple Fork Outfitters Pacemaker. It's a 7/6 medium heavy, and it's rated for 3/8 ounce to 1 ounce, and it's a moderate action, 7/6 moderate. This is the Pacemaker from Temple Fork Outfitters, TFO. And on here right now, what I've got is a chatterbait. I've got a jackhammer on here, the 6th Sense Divine, so paired with a Shimano SLX. I think it's a 7/2. Yeah, it's a 7/2. And I believe this is 15 pound fluorocarbon that I have on this rod. It's a split cork grip handle. And I really enjoy this Temple Fork Outfitter rod. You know, I believe, yeah, it's an extra heavy. I'm sorry. It's an extra heavy. So, but the tip isn't, it's not as heavy as you would think. There's some good bend to it. And so it's perfect for a swim jig. It's perfect for my chatterbaits. And so I'm sure you could use it for a lot of other things as well. but that's what I use it for. So that's rod number 5. Alrighty guys, next up, we got a Dobyns 734C in the Fury series. Dobyns 734C, split grip. Here we got some EVA foam, and then we got the cork. This is paired with that new Shimano SLX that I was showing you guys the other day. Man, I use this rod for so many different things, man. The 734C is my absolute favorite rod in the Dobyns lineup. And it is, it's a 7.3 medium, or 7.3 heavy fast action. 7.3 heavy fast action. It's rated for a 1/4 to 1 ounce baits. This is my go-to jig rod. And this is a Strike King structure jig, and I've got a speed crawl on the back. I love to throw, you know, lighter jigs, 1/2 ounce jigs on here, 3/4 ounce jigs, 3/8 ounce jigs. I'll throw on here, and I also use this for my buzz baits. I do throw Senkos on it. You know, you can throw a small swim bait on here as well. You can do so much with this rod. This is my multi-tool, and out of all my rods that I own, this is my favorite. I've got 15-pound fluorocarbon on here, Seagar, and so go-to rod for me is the 734C from Dobyns. Rod number 7 is, get this out of the way, is a Dobyns 733C. Dobyns 733C. It's a 7.3 medium heavy fast action, rated for 1/4 to 3/4 ounce weight. Senkos, flukes, spooks, spinnerbaits, horny toads. I throw my spinnerbait on this rod. Again, split grip handle, got the EVA foam, and you got the cork here. I have 15-pound fluoro from Seagar, paired with a Shimano SLX DC, and I love throwing this rod. I use it. I do use it for Senkos. I use it for my spooks, my topwater spooks, and but my main gig on this rod is my spinnerbaits. This is a Strike King spinnerbait, and as you know, you saw me catching monsters last spring on this exact bait right here. I caught 3 7-pounders with this exact bait, and so anyways, Dobyns 733C, great tool, love it. I put braid, I get another reel, throw some braid on there, and throw my topwaters on there, my spooks. Next up, we have a Dobyns 735C, and this is a Dobyns 735C, 7.3 mag heavy, fast action. This is my pitching and flipping rod. Small swim baits. I do my frogging on here. I'll switch the reel out with some braid, and but I also throw jigs on this. So my heavier jigs, getting up to the 3/4 and 1 ounce jigs, I'll go to the 735C. This is a phenomenal rod. Also does a lot. You can, like I said, you can throw your topwaters on here, your jigs, your small swim baits. You can pitch and flip with this. I've got it paired with a Daiwa Tatula. And it's a 7.3, and on here I've got, what do I have? I've got 15-pound fluorocarbon on here as well. Split grip handle, again, EVA foam, cork. 735C is just a bump up from the 734, and just my little heavier baits I'll use for this. Phenomenal rod. If you haven't tried out the 734 or 735, man, those are 2 great rods. Next up, this is one of my multi-tools, man. I use this rod for a lot of stuff. I've had it for years, and this is my St. Croix Bass X. I think it's a 7.1 medium heavy, fast action, and I've caught a ton of fish on this. Split grip, cork grip, St. Croix. I throw Senkos on here. I throw creature baits. I throw weightless baits. This one's got a 3/8 ounce weight Senko pegged right now. Caught a fish on this the other day. This is 20-pound fluorocarbon that I have on this setup, but I use this rod for a lot, and whenever I'm trying to get tight into cover and want some really accurate cast, I go with the shorter rod, the 7.1, just for that accuracy. But I love this rod. St. Croix Bass X 7.1 medium heavy fast action. But I normally use this for my cranking setup. This is a Dobyns 705 CB. A Dobyns 705 CB. You know, my shallow diving crankbaits, again, EVA split grip with the cork. But I use my shallow diving crankbaits on this rod. I do throw jerk baits. This is a Berkeley Stunner right here. You know, you can throw your Sammys, your lipless crankbaits, your Stacy 90s, all of that. This rod can do a ton, and the parabolic action on this rod is phenomenal. Great hookups when you're catching fish with treble baits. And on here, I think I've got 10-pound fluorocarbon, and with my Shimano SLX DC. Phenomenal setup. I love this. I have this exact same action rod, and I'll show you here in a second. Dobyns 705 CB, man. Cranking setup for shallow to medium divers, phenomenal. Next up, we got the Dobyns Colt series. This is also the 705 CB. So it's the same action as the Fury series. Got it paired on an SLX. This is a 6.3-to-1. I don't have any line on it. I'm about to re-spool it here in a minute, actually, with 10-pound fluoro. Got split grip EVA foam for $79, guys. This rod is phenomenal. I've had it for years. I've caught a ton of big fish on it, and I absolutely love it. It is a bargain for this quality of a rod for a cranking setup. Don't skip by the Colt series, and Gary Dobyns himself swears by the 734C from the Colt series. So check that out, guys. Alrighty, guys, that's my rod setup. That's my rod lineup for 2024. A lot of these rods are tried and true, and I got through the video and I forgot to tell you the prices of most of them. But I will put a link down below to each one of these rods in the description. So if you're wanting to check them out or pick one up, you can use that link and get right to it. But all my rods are besides the Champion XP, are within that, you know, 130, well, I'd say about $100 to $130 range. But I use these rods day in and day out. They're quality rods, and that's what I'll be throwing in 2024. And as we go along, we'll keep adding to our arsenal. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite rod, and what company do you support. Do you have a bunch of different companies via your rods, or do you stick to one company? I'd love to know down in the comments. Let me know, guys. Hope you guys catch fish this week, and I salute to every single one of you guys. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.